Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am RPG Lover, and Merry Christmas! And, I guess a Happy New Year as well if you're watching this after December. Or maybe you're watching it in March, or April, or June, or August, or maybe even November. So, today's video is going to be a bit shorter than usual because of life has taken a turn. It's gotten more intense, a lot of uni work, but also a lot of family business. So I'm recording this at around 11 PM, so I don't want to disturb my family too much. So I'm going to keep this quite quiet and ASMR based, Just think of it like a bedtime discussion or something, I don't know. But wow, it's been a while since I've talked into this mic, and I will say, first of all, about the direction of the channel, that's another story for another day. Basically, I'm experimenting. And I'm pretty much always experimenting. It's basically variety gaming at this point. But trust me, I'm still trying my best to get weekly uploads. I'm just giving you multiple uploads this week as a thanks for all of the credit you've given me this year, and to keep up with the lack of uploads recently. So you've got another video tomorrow to look forward to as well. But anyways, my apologies if you can hear anything outside, by the way. It's the cat scratching at my door because she wants to play. I'll play with her later, it's fine. But today we're looking at Catherine Full Body, a game by Atlus that was basically used as a test run for the graphics and engine of Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. Now the reason why, there's multiple reasons. Number one, when they announced Persona 5, they promised it to come to PS3, and because it took so long to develop, they had to make it for PS4 as well. Now, because they were making it on two different forms of hardware, they wanted to test the PS3's limits without messing it up. And they did that by making the aesthetic and the stylized appearance of the game Catherine Full Body, or Catherine for short, as it was known at the time. Full Body is just the game I played, which is an expansive version featuring a third Catherine. I won't spoil the story, but this game is an underrated gem. Okay? It's a love story, so if you loved your dating sims and that aspect from Persona, you will love Catherine. You'll love all three of the Catherines, or all two, depending on which version you play. There's multiple endings, because, it's an Atlus game, of course there is. The only difference, the big difference really, is A, it's a lot shorter, and B, it's not a JRPG like Persona or Shin Megami Tensei. I'm playing through SMT5 right now, and it's really good, so expect some discussion on that at some point. But yeah, Catherine. I'm not sure I've ever played any game quite like it. It's a puzzle game where you push cubes in a certain order in order to escape from nightmares. And these nightmares, if they kill you in the nightmare, guess what? You die in real life. So, yeah, that's an interesting concept. And of course, that basic idea can make the game very difficult. and change the ideas in many ways and change the mechanics. For example, the first level starts out with just simple cubes, then it turns to ice, then it turns to, I think some of them are stone, so they take longer to push, meaning you have less time to waste. There's also undos. The narrator and the voice acting is amazing. So the narrator is the same voice actor as Sojiro Sakura from Persona 5. And he narrates everything in the menu, even the sub-menus and anything you highlight. It's that immersive touch that really brings the world of Catherine Full Body to life, in my opinion. So that's the first part, that's the gameplay. Now, if you're like me and you're not a big puzzle fan, you may be thinking, well, I'm not sure it's for me, I don't think I'll play it. It's not got that JRPG grinding, you know? Well, that's where you're forgetting the other important part of the game, which is literally everything else is an Atlus game. So the music of Catherine is gorgeous. It goes for this sort of romantic, calming, atmospheric mood, combined with some really intense, stressful, harsh noted melodies during nightmares, which remind me a lot of Persona. Obviously, it's the same company. So that's one reason to play the game, is just to hear the incredible soundtrack. Another reason is the story itself is amazing. The whole premise is, and this isn't spoilers, I'm just reading basically off the back of the box, the blurb, is you're playing as Vincent. He is together with Catherine with a K. They've been dating for a long time now. But then he encounters two other Catherines who shake up his love triangle a bit, which is now like a love square. So you can imagine how that rolls out. And you get to... It's sort of choice-based. So if you're a Telltale Games fan, or a Skybound Games fan, you're going to love this because it's got multiple endings and your choices actually do matter. There's gameplay segments where you pick between a chaotic answer or a selfish answer and a more neutral answer. If those of you who've played Shin Megami Tensei will understand what I'm talking about here. Also, it's just a gorgeous game. The UI design on this is basically a precursor to Persona 5. That's basically how I could summarise this game. It is an underrated precursor to Persona 5. The UI is gorgeous. Obviously the pink is very intense in the game because it's the symbol of love and passion and Cupid, maybe even morals. But seriously, try out Catherine. Yes, I know it's not the sort of game you want to ask from your grandparents or even your parents. But if you can find it in stores and you're on your own and you're not going to get embarrassed by it, just buy it. Because it's at a discount right now, it's relatively cheap, it's relatively easy to access. And if you have a Switch, get it on the Switch, because otherwise we're less likely to get future Atlus games on systems outside of Sony. So that's mostly all I have to say regarding Catherine. But it's an underrated gem, and I really recommend it. I mean, the protagonist is the same voice actor as Noctis from Final Fantasy 15. It's incredible. The emotion that he gets out from his voice alone, from the use of his pitch, his pace, his pause, it's incredible. Okay? Now, did I have any issues with the game? Not really. It was a little bit short, only about, I think, 12 hours long, compared to what, Persona 5 Royal, which is 130 hours. But then you've got to remember that this was sort of a beta test for Persona and how it would run on the PlayStation. Plus, it's not a role-playing game, it's a dating narrative puzzle game with elements of other games inside. It's got mini-games, it's got a drinking system, it's got a texting system. It's an amazing amalgamation of everything that's good about dating sims and puzzle games, smacked together with Atlus's weird magical touch. Catherine Full Body, please check it out. It's one of the most underrated games of all time, and I really think you'll enjoy it. I would only not recommend it if you are under 18. This is one of the very few games that I've played in my lifetime that deserves its PEGI 18 rating, or mature 17 ESRB rating. I don't know, I'm not American. I can't remember what it's rated as in America, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was adults only. Because it deserves those themes, because it goes into some really dark stuff, like darker than Persona. I can't count how many times I've mentioned Persona in this, but it's my only good comparison as an Atlus game. It's very dark. It really makes you question your life. I was very depressed for about a week after I finished the game. But then again, that's how you know it's a good game. Anyways, I've got to go celebrate Christmas now. I hope you enjoy your day, your evening, your night. Thanks for watching. I've been RPG Lover, and I hope you learned at least a little something new today. Good night.